This week on Garageland, we're chatting with Montreal's Barn Burner in the sketchy alley behind Sneaky Dee's in Toronto. These guys have been touring pretty much endlessly since New Romance for Kids released Bangers, their debut full-length, early in 2009. It didn't take long for someone big to take notice. Legendary label Metal Blade just reissued the record, remixed and remastered with 2 extra tracks.
Not ever again.
How is it?
Oh, you look like a band.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool poses. Everyone rock face. Sick. How's the Metal Blade bump treating Barn Burner?
It was kind of like at first, the first jolt of excitement of like, they're interested, here's this contract, was like, that was when we were really like excited and we had no idea what to expect. And I guess our expectations were sort of like at a certain level, and then it was sort of like this lull between then and the album coming out, this week. And we were kind of like, well, so what are the perks here, being on this label? What's going on? Because we're just still sitting around in Montreal, fucking around. And, and then, okay, the past couple of weeks, it sort of like picked up again.
But did you originally, like after you signed the contract, did you think your day-to-day life in Montreal was going to change? Like you were going to go get coffee and people were going to be like, oh, here's you're on Metal Blade.
There's an inkling of that. Like, you're kind of walking down the street like, yeah, I'm on a big fancy metal, fucking heavy metal label, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, hey, Grandma, you heard of me? Kay Keegan, like, Barn Burner. Like, Exclaim, Bluetooth, sweet,
That I need to forget means nothing when you're already dead. Stop living, pretend it's a cause. Stop dying, don't think they can stop.
For dudes that like, I know one of you guys is in school, right?
Yeah, I'm in school. Right?
So you're in school, working part-time jobs. You've done a pretty endless amount of touring, despite that, since Bangers originally came out on New Romance for Kids. And I'm curious if, over the course of your travels across Canada, you've uncovered the shittiest and the best places for Barn Burner to play.
Oh, you guys can field this. You keep track.
There's no like bad spot that's always bad, but the worst show on that tour we did this past summer was in the van on the way there in like northern Saskatchewan. We were talking, just shooting the shit, like what was the worst show you've ever played? Because like me and him were in a band that did a lot of touring. He's done a lot of touring. Like he played in like a reggae band or something.
But like the reggae guys at Pirate Pete's Tapas Grill, weekly show in Halifax. Check it out.
No, it was in Halifax.
Yeah?
Was it with your karate teacher?
Yeah,
it was my karate teacher.
You got romantic.
Hold on, wait. You were in a reggae band with your karate teacher in Halifax?
He totally was.
So we were talking about like worst shows we've ever played. And, like, me and him have a couple from the States, and like he had a couple. Needless to say, we ended up playing collectively our worst show ever.
1 second, because I've just been handed this. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So we
We
can get a close up on that.
That's the reggae guys, front man.
Holy shit.
So that's why I started playing music with this guy, because I saw his chops. I was at Pirate Pete's one night having just some wing. It was wing night.
Yeah.
And there he is up there, like bang, bang, and I'm like, oh, this guy can groove. And I had to have him, so I shipped him out to Montreal.
Right on. Good move on your part.
Right.
So Edmonton.